but soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun.
Got. Wow, Dave. Wow. Great. Stellar, wonderful, just great. I loved it, but there's just one little thing that's bothering me.
What?
What the bloody hell are your accents? Come on, Dave! If you want to win any Oscars out of this stupid thing, you have to have authentic sounding accents. So now we're gonna do the whole scene over again! Do it! What? Incompetent Americans! Romeo and Juliet is a story about two star-crossed lovers, torn between their love for each other and their loyalty for their families, who hate each other.
It's a great story. I mean, first when I read it, I was like, oh great, another sappy love story. But, you know, Bill actually surprised me with it, so naturally, I had to take the part.
Well, I came up with the story after reading a newspaper article about some married couple in Detroit. They married in secret, the parents hated each other, so they destroyed stuff, which led the couple to madness, and they ended up killing each other. Difference is, they used shotguns on each other.
Working with Bill was a great experience. You know, he's such a brilliant writer. He's fun director. He's very dedicated to his work, and he's extremely open to new ideas. Hey Bill, I got an idea for the scene.
Okay.
What about if in the middle of the line I pull out my sword just to make it more epic?
How about this? I have a better idea. How about you shut up and do as I say. That way it seems more like a Bill Shakespeare film and not a piece of crap!
William Ridley Shakespeare was born in 1964 in Stratford in England. He was educated at the University of London and worked behind the scenes on various British programs for the BBC. Eventually he went out to write and direct his first feature film, Macbeth. The film was a smash hit and earned him an Oscar nomination for Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Picture.
I met Bill way back in the 70s. He's a very interesting individual. He's very eccentric, but he's a good writer. He's a good director, but a darn good writer.
Bill, he's quite a character. I was very excited to work with the guy because he's a great director and I'm an extremely big fan of his work. The man, he's a little eccentric, but he's a great guy. I mean, it's amazing working with him and hearing the stories about the people he's met, it's an awesome experience like words can't describe.
I met all people at the Oscar ceremony back when Hamlet was up for, what was it, Best Original Picture back in 1995, which I lost to Pulp Fiction. Tarantino won it. Got to meet him, great guy, except he stole my Oscar from me. With no ill feelings, not at all. Nope, not at all. I met Leonardo DiCaprio. I offered him to do the role for Romeo in the movie. I thought it'd be great. But she read the script and thought it wasn't a project she'd want to be involved in. In retrospect, he was right. I mean, honestly, Leonardo DiCaprio as Romeo. That's brilliant casting, really. I mean, I also met John Waters, fellow filmmaker, but I'm not really in the mood to talk about that right now. Jack never called me back.
William Shakespeare, despite losing the Oscar, became a media superstar and a household name. But like all celebrities, he made a bad choice in his career that affected his life forever, with his follow-up to Othello, Titus Andronicus. Panned by critics for its gratuitous violence, the failure of the film led to him winning the Razzie Award for Worst Director, and it led him to a Great Depression.
God, Bill was a wreck after Titus Andronicus failed. He was in and out of rehab because he became a problem drinker just like his father. He would get into fights in clubs, and he got arrested for having a handgun in his car when a DJ was shot in a club in New York, and his date, Jennifer Lopez, got into trouble as well. He had such terrible luck. Worst of all, he really believed in the film. This was the time when violent flicks were coming back in vogue. The Kill Bill movies were big hits, and Bill saw Battle Royale in Japan, and that was a big hit. He thought it would be a good idea to do a movie like that.
What is this? The attack part of the interview? Coming in for the kill? Titus Andronicus failed because of the fickle American public? You bloody Americans and your short attention spans! Get out of my face! And I never picked a J-Lo!